Looking for action-packed fun? Come experience the excitement at NOLA Motorsports Park, just minutes from downtown New Orleans.
Feel the thrill of racing on our world-class karting tracks. Perfect for all ages and skill levels. Planning a special event? Host your next party or corporate outing with us for a unique and exciting experience.
And that's not all. Keep an eye out for an exhilarating new attraction coming soon to NOLA Motorsports Park. This October, don't miss our spine-chilling zombie paintball event. Gear up and take on the undead in an epic paintball battle.
Ready to join the fun? Visit NOLAmotorsports.com to book your adventure today. NOLA Motorsports Park,
where excitement never stops. Chocolate lovers rejoice. Scandalous Chocolates has arrived in New York with 4 sensational new varieties.
That's right. They aren't just chocolates. They're an experience. Premium edibles crafted with the finest ingredients, blending sweet and savory sophistication.
We're talking 20 milligrams premium chocolate lips, sleekly packaged, perfect for on-the-go indulgence. Nuts, fruits, caramel, it's an affair you can take anywhere.
At just $10, it's an affordable luxury. Fair trade, single origin, gluten-free, and vegan. Find Scandalous Chocolates at quality dispensaries like Travel Agency in Gotham.
Scandalous Chocolates. When you're in New York, awaken your senses and delight your palate.
The affair you could take anywhere. Scandalous. Are you looking for a unique New Orleans experience?
Check out New Orleans artist Frenchy at FrenchyLive.com.
Featuring original artworks, prints, and more. See it all at www.frenchylive.com.
Live event bookings are available. The gallery is open by appointment only.
And for private showings or parties, email info@frenchylive.com.
Experience the art. Experience the artist. Frenchy Gallery. www.frenchylive.com.
Hey, Jay, you hungry? Like really hungry?
Yeah, I'm in the mood for oysters. Hey, let's check out Trenas.
Oysters? I love oysters.
Trenas features a wide variety of local oysters. Char, grilled, baked, and on the half shell, even the famous oyster log.
Oyster log? I heard about that. You get 6 each of their signature baked oysters, plus 6 fried, all on a cypress slab?
42 oysters. We are going to love it. Trenas is located in the Hotel Intercontinental, 444 St. Charles Avenue, right on the parade route.
Sweet. When can we go?
7 days a week for lunch and dinner, plus a mimosa brunch on weekends, and happy hour daily from 3 to 6.
Happy hour? Nah, you're talking my language.
Great drinks, great wine list. An award-winning chef, Matthew Farmer, leads a team serving the best seafood in New Orleans. Trenas.
Trenas. Got it. Let's go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Here we Pow. Give me some whistle. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the FanCave. But we got a vibe, y'all. We got a vibe. I can tell by your smile that you're in my tribe. We got a vibe. Right here in New Orleans, Louisiana, the Whistle Monster FanCave. We got Dylan in the house. Dylan, welcome. It's good to see you, man.
Good to be here.
And
Yes, sir.
we're going to start it out like we always do. Get that sage burning, man. Let's have it happen.
Sage it up, and we're gonna deal with what we do when we burn Palo Santos and sage. It just cleanses the air and cleanses the air from negative energy.
Absolutely.
So we always want to have positive energy on Only Good Vibes News Network.
The only good vibes.
Very
Set.
important.
That's right. We got to set the tone in here.
Yeah, we getting the tone setter, and today is a special day for us, D, because we have you in the building, and you might be one of our. Was Leo? No, you're one of our youngest featured guests.
Yeah, I think your cousin Leo was our
wasn't
first
featured.
younger guest.
Really? Yeah.
But he wasn't featured. We weren't talking. We were talking to Leo's father. But
Well, that's true.
This is focused on this young man bringing sunshine all over the world, and he
Yeah,
brought it here to New Orleans for for his education in music, which is a beautiful place to have education in
It's
music.
awesome,
Huh?
man.
We're going to get into that as soon as we get these positive vibes going here.
Get the positive.
Get it roll.
Yeah, you right. So, Jamie,
Yes,
how
sir.
was your day today, man?
My day so far has been good. You know, we're filming here in the morning, so it hadn't been a lot of it. But I was out with the dog early this morning. He was raising a ruckus.
What's your daily routine looks like, Jay?
You know, my daily routine, I've fallen off a little bit because I've been dealing with some back issues. But generally, I get up in the morning, I walk 2 miles, and then I do a high rep, low weight workout, and then
high reps and low weight.
Yeah, you know, just like 10 or 15 pound dumbbells, but you know, like sets of 30, like maybe 3 sets of 30 or 4 sets of 30.
That's nice.
I got to tell you, man, you did look pretty svelte when you came in. I was like, this fucking guy, what's he doing around here?
You know,
Put in the hours.
I'm putting in the work for the week, baby. I'm putting in the work for the week.
I feel like I'm putting in some work for the week with this air. Trying to get back.
That's all right, man. Just get a little bit fired up and catch those
zen.
Zen cars. We're ready to roll.
We born ready to roll, baby. Yes.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Jack Russell Terrier. I love these little
That's a
dogs.
cute dog.
And then I have a Rat Terrier as well. She's a lot quieter, you know.
Yeah.
But my Jack Russell, he's my main running partner, and he likes to run.
Awesome.
He's got 2 modes: chilling and killing.
I'm killing.
Dogs
And both
that
are great.
chill
Both are
or
great.
kill are dogs that can kill and chill. All at once. All right, so these
What you
cards
got?
are just randomly pulled. You know, D, let's do something different here.
What
Why
you
don't
got?
you look
Let's
away
do it.
and why
All
don't
right.
you look away and pull a card?
card, any card.
Pick your card, any card. All right, you got the first one.
Yep.
Says The Journey. And pick another
Amen.
one, D.
We'll go this side.
There you go. Boom.
I love it.
Harmlessness. All
Ooh,
right.
I've never had that one.
The
And
Journey?
all the time.
The
I
Journey.
Get a
and
little
Har-
different vibe in here, man.
Yeah, we do. So first of all, these cards, if there are folks on at home, you can take a look at this. It says a little name on the front, and it says a little inscription in the back. The one that Dylan picked today was Journey, the journey. Understand that the journey is as important as the destination. Enjoy every moment and live life fully. This is Zen. So, D, I think it's fair to say you live in life to the fullest. I feel like that in the journey that you have taken, we're going to get deeper into, but it's just a good card for today for start off with journey.
I must agree.
I would agree.
And then the next one is harmlessness. Harmlessness. Oh, yeah. So harmlessness is all things. So here's you go. Harmlessness, kids. And it says, all beings fear violence. All beings fear pain. When you see yourself and your brothers and sisters, how can you bring harm to them? How?
Hey, you know, I would love it if they could take that card and read it in Washington, D.C. right about now.
Don't be bringing no harm to me, man.
Anybody, to anybody in the world. Don't you know?
Correcto. I
Don't
feel
do it.
that.
That's not what it's about.
No negative energy. I'm sorry.
Hey, say that again, D.
It's not what it's about.
Boom!
Not what
We
it's
got this youngster here. We're going to dive right into this thing like cannonball style.
Dylan, where are you from?
I was born in Orlando, Florida, and I grew up in Denver, Colorado. We moved there when I was like 7.
So you did most of your high school and stuff in Colorado.
Oh yeah. That's where my formative years were spent.
And when did you first make it to New Orleans?
I came here for the first time when I was like really little, probably when I was like 5 or 6, something
Okay.
like that.
That's
Do you remember anything about your initial visit?
I do. I remember we got here, and this was my first memories of New Orleans. Actually, we pull up on Oak Street, and we were getting out of. I think we were unloading the car. Oak Street was our first stop because we were staying with Frenchy, and as my dad and my mom, we get out of the car and we walk across the street. We go to the Maple Leaf, and like I can't go inside, because I'm a little kid, but it's late. Everyone's outside. Leroy's outside, man, and this fucking car goes by at like 30 miles an hour. Leroy's like, slow the fuck down. He's like yelling at the car.
Teaching the kids.
And that was like one of my first memories. Like right when I got here, I was like, yeah,
There's future talent on this street, damn it.
Never one for subtlety. Leroy Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen.
We gotta protect this. We gotta protect the music, the food, and the art over there.
Yeah, man, you cared a lot about it. You know what I mean? I was like,
did.
yeah, this guy's, he's like, this is clearly where he spends
That's
a lot of
awesome.
time. He doesn't want people to get hurt.
That's really good.
And when did you first start thinking, you were exposed at a very young age. When did you first start thinking, New Orleans is a place I might want to live?
Well, like, it's funny because every time I came here, it was a different experience. Like, I first came here, and then we like came here for a Po' Boy festival, and then I was playing drums at that, and I was like, that was a whole thing, and then that was like my only kind of like memory of New Orleans was like, oh, I'm go there, like play music.
I remember that year
So,
you
dude,
played drums. Yeah,
That's like a legendary thing. I don't want to just glance over that for a second. You can hold that thought, but I want to ask you,
That shit
how
was
old
crazy,
were
man.
you think? I can't remember.
Like like 6.
Yeah.
I was
Maybe,
thinking
like
7.
6.
I thought you were 7.
Something like that.
So we
yeah.
just had a platform out there,
Right in front of Frenchy
right
Gallery.
in front of Frenchy
Yeah.
Gallery, and they set up a kit. Right
I don't know
on
where
the-
we got the kit. I mean, I don't know.
The
It was a
platform
kit
probably-
from Frenchy's
yeah,
Gallery.
the kit
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Frenchy's
Frenchy
Gallery.
had
Yeah,
that. That
that's
was
right.
that was Willie Green's kid.
Yeah.
I
It
think.
was.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it was.
And so you like, I mean, that's nostalgic right there. I just got a bunch of chills. I mean, you're talking about it like an 8-year-old kid coming playing Willie Green's drums outside on the street, like before. And you made a good. I remember this. I remember telling this story because of this part. How much money he made? He made a bunch of tips at 8 years
I
old.
made like
He was so good.
like $300 or
Yeah.
something like that. Like I was like, holy shit.
Bigger than that, you really made an impression on people on Oak Street. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember people talking about you, and I remember the day itself because you made an impression on me. And you were out there, and you were just really open and giving with whatever you had been learning.
It's funny because like I don't even remember. I'll tell you like some of the only things I remember about the first year that we did that was like I wasn't really that nervous, and I remember just like playing and just like having like a great time. And then I remember standing up, and then I remember falling off the fucking platform because
He was so far to the back. It's like, whoa. That was
right
awesome,
off.
man.
Just straight off
I
the
got that
platform.
scar right there.
No
The
way,
shit,
to this
man.
day?
Yeah, to this day.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it was. I don't think I ate enough food or something, and I was like, I don't know whose kid
You
it was.
probably was playing like so much in the adrenaline, and then you just was like kind of into it. And
it was like one of Frenchy's friends, like his daughter was like, oh, like can I hop on and play? And I was like, sure. And I got up, and like she was small, and I got up, and then like I stood up, and I was like sitting there, I was watching her, and then I just like fainted or something.
Wow.
I just like fell off the stage, dude. It was like right on my face.
That is
Wow.
a trip.
Yeah,
I
man,
did not
that's
know
crazy.
that.
Yeah,
that.
man, that's some crazy shit.
Man, that is
That was
something
a crazy day.
that's a quintessential Oak Street memory right there.
Yeah,
Because
and then
you,
we
like,
went to the
going in-
man cave, and you were like, "It's all right, D. We all got scars," and you're showing me the shit on your leg, like
yes,
I was
from your
thinking the same
kickball
thing.
injury or some shit. Whatever that was.
That's some good stuff because I was going to say, like in Oak Street, is always like the thrill of victory and then the agony of defeat sometimes because you're like, we do so many good things and then all of a sudden something like like the baseball team, for example. We went to go play for the team for the Maple Leaf.
Yeah.
Everybody was all excited. They all showed up and everybody showed up, but they had a bat but no ball. And we were like, oh, how are we going to play the softball team? We off to a running start. Someone had to go to the store and buy a ball. But that's how Oak Street is, man.
Yeah.
They end up being a good team, too. So, look.
For
you
some
don't
what
folks,
it's
it
about,
takes
you know what I
years
mean?
to
It's
get
the
their
journey.
scar on Oak Street. You started out and got it right away.
Boom.
You got your Oak Street scar right away, and it just keeps your star itself keeps growing there on Oak Street. You're playing as part of the Funk Fest this weekend here in town,
Yeah.
and that's definitely a Maple Leaf production.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. And my band's actually we got a gig at the Maple Leaf on Halloween this year.
Oh, sweet!
So
Oh,
it
nice.
should be awesome. And we got like our friends, like it's a big Loyola collective of musicians. They're opening up for us, so it should be just like a great,
Nice.
night. And like a lot of those kids like don't even know about the Maple Leaf and just like how great that culture is, And
Well, I hope you spread the word.
that's what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? And, like,
Bring the
we're-
new generation in.
Yeah, and we're talking about to Gerald Page about this the other day, and
Big Chief.
yeah,
Big Chief. One time.
and he was like, yeah, I mean, it's everyone that goes there is aging, and it's like it's not there's not a next generation coming in, so we were like,
Got Big
we
D.
got to get on that, man. We
We brought in a recruit.
We're that generation. Show people
from Florida by way of Colorado to New Orleans, Louisiana, ladies and gentlemen, in here in the bowels of Loyola and making music, and we getting into that. But
so this is your second year.
Second year at Loyola, yeah.
So both of you guys got a gig on December the 6th. As you guys will be playing the Last Fest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm playing in the
correct.
afternoon,
Jamie,
and
you'll
you and
be
me play in the evening.
Where are you playing? Let folks
I'm playing
know.
down there at Buffa's on December 6th for the Last Fest.
Did he give you a time yet? Or
I think it's 11 to 2.
That's it, 11 to 2 December. And December the 6th, Dylan will be playing as opening for the Rumble at Jimmy's.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Another town legendary club.
One time for last.
That's actually a great thing. The bass player to our band, Ian Hamilton, he also goes to Loyola. Jimmy's reached out to us, and they were like, yo, like we have, because they reopened. It used to be the Willow, and now it's back to Jimmy's. And they were like, yo, like we have a spot on Wednesday night. Like y'all need to come in and like start a jam. So we got it. We have a Loyola kind of like jam every Wednesday at Jimmy's.
Wow. I did not know that.
How long have you guys been doing that?
Last week was our first week, and it was fun. Like it was just that place is
always
awesome.
packed with kids.
It's that but like they redid it's like
is it?
The sound system is like amazing. The
Really?
lights are like it's a great venue.
Wow.
It's a great venue.
So kids, you heard that right here from Dylan Miles.
Check it out. Jimmy's on Wednesday nights.
Yes, and Jimmy's is a good vibe.
Dylan, tell us a little bit about your musical influences, the things that sort of propelled you maybe to choose New Orleans as a city to study music in, and then also things that inspired you in your musical journey.
Well, when I think of music, not only do I think of my dad, which unfortunately he couldn't be here to join us in person.
I think he's in the airport somewhere, but he's going to give us a call. I told him to give us a call when he gets in a quieter place, but he should ring it up.
That's what's up. But not only him, but I think of Frenchy and that's just like, growing up and having those early musical experiences like in New Orleans. Like that's like growing up, it was like I always had like, people are like, oh, what music are you into? And I'm just like, oh, I love it all, but funk and all that stuff is great. And like this was always just like so awesome, and then like there was a period where we didn't come here. I probably didn't come here for like 5 or 6 years or something like that, and then we came to because I was playing on the Funky Uncle with Leo.
Oh yeah,
and it was just like I was like, yeah, man. I was like, this place is like awesome. It's like so cool. Like that's.
So can we talk about the legend, Mr. Leo Nisantella? Was he? I've heard some interesting things about him as far as working with him as like somewhat of a perfectionist and having folks call him out on the stage. Did you feel the impression that he was like, did you feel power like, oh man, I can't mess this up? Or did he make you feel like, kid, just be you?
Well, it was funny. Like Chris Berry actually is the one who set that one up. Well, through Frenchy, and Frenchy was paying, all the shows at Funky Uncle. And my dad and I, we fly into town and we go to the rehearsal, and like me and Leo have been like texting back and forth, like I know what songs I'm going to play and stuff like that. And we get into the rehearsal space. It's pretty much just like a bigger version of this, it's like a garage kind of deal behind it. It's Jamal Batiste's house.
Okay.
And we walk in there and there's like letters from like Obama and shit, like Grammy Award. I'm like, what the like I'm
exactly.
like 14. I'm like, I don't even know. Like I've never even seen anything like this.
14 years old playing with Leo Nisantella.
And that's all I heard too was like how much of a hard ass he was in rehearsal. So I was kind of like, oh, like let's see how it goes. And Nick Daniels was on bass.
Rest
one
in
time
peace.
for Nick.
Papa Gross was on the keys.
Dude, 14?
Yeah, Jamal Teese on drums, and it was such a great band. Wow. And we get into rehearsal, and they're just like chopping it up, and like Leo's being really chill, and then like all of a sudden his amp goes out, and he's like, he gets so pissed off, and he's like you, and he points at my dad. He's like go to the Guitar Center down the street. He's like, tell him Leo needs an amp. And my dad goes, he takes an Uber there. He's like 10 minutes later, he comes back with a fucking brand new amp. He's like, here you go, man. And Leo just like plugs it in. You know what I mean?
Try that. I'm gonna go, hey, Leo needs an amp.
Like, he's right down the street.
Like we're like, all right, man.
Awesome. That is killer.
But he was fine, man. It was great. He was super inclusive.
Nice.
He was just like telling us like funny stories about just like him and George like bickering over meters tunes and just like it was just.
So Leo,
just
I
like,
think,
holy
wrote a lot of those songs, and along with like doing some stuff with Zig. And there's so many different stories with that whole
And art,
thing.
you know.
Yeah, but the funny thing about Leo is like I'm listening to you, and he was very kind. It sounds like he was very like loving towards it.
He was
until the amp went out.
And so he was like it was once we played the songs, and then like I learned the songs, so I was like, that's the last thing I want to do is like be fucking the shit up like, now, like in front of the guy, you know. And it went well, and he was like, once he kind of felt that it was people say, and I hit that little, you know, the
oh yeah,
we hit that one part. Once we got through that, he was like, all right, we're like we good, you know what I mean? Like we're chill, like
You hit the breakdown. He's all right. Okay, all right.
So Leo, man, he is. Did he correct you on anything? Because a lot of people have these stories where he like, you know, that's not how it's played.
I didn't write it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like he's very stickler on that. So maybe if he didn't say anything, maybe you got it right.
The songs that we played were the unproblematic ones. I think that was there was like a lot of clarity on how it was like written.
Oh, okay.
But he was telling stories about like that, like he was like telling us this crazy story. Like one of like the reasons why like, you know, him and George like don't go along or whatever, and like. He's telling us a story, like my dad's in the other room, and like he didn't hear any of it, but like we're in the Uber on the way back, and I was like telling my dad this like crazy story. I was like, man, he's like they were fighting over like Sissy Strut, like there's some crazy shit going down, and my dad was like, oh, that's great. He's like, but like, you know, keep that between us, because like low key, he's like we're in New Orleans, like you never know like who knows these people, and the Uber driver turns around and he goes, y'all talking about Leo Nocentelli? And my dad's like, yeah. And he's like, word, man. He's like, I played on the Funky Uncle last week. And we were like, what the fuck?
That's straight New Orleans.
It was it was like he couldn't have like made it up, man. It was so funny.
This show is big on positive vibes, big on energy, big on organic, like grassroots things, and I gotta tell you, man, like I don't think that was an accident for you guys to have that Uber driver. I think that guy.
It was so and that really put it in perspective. I was like, wow, he's like that was one of the most
and that's a life
true
learning
things
lesson
I ever heard.
Yeah, you're like in
like,
real time.
Yeah.
Did I say anything wrong?
That's what a lot of musicians visiting New Orleans don't understand. Is that chances are that the guy who's driving your cab or waiting on you at the restaurant is a better drummer than you.
Yeah. The one thing about drummers, I mean, you guys are musicians, all right. But one thing I feel about drummers is, man, you got a tough road to hoe if you're gonna be a drummer here
in New Orleans. Yeah,
they got the biggest work ethic because I mean, if you're halfway through loading all your shit in the gig, like, and if you don't like it, you're like, man, this sucks. Like, you're like, there's so much stuff you have to bring to every show, and like you have to be so dedicated, and like it's
yeah. You know, it's always, I guess, you guys know this better than I would. It's like preparing for something that might happen and having it available for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And being able to adapt. So, man, I mean, Leo is so. Jen, look, can we talk about the Baptiste Jamal? He is really clever. And he's around. Is he a little bit older than you?
Oh yeah, he's like he's in his 30s, I think.
Wow,
yeah,
he looks super young.
But like he was a part of this like Grammy Award winning collective that got. You know, they played at the White House, and that's like, you know, he had that like thing from Obama. Like I was like, damn, like this guy's like real. You know what I mean? Like we're just like in his studio in his backyard. A lot of people
look at you like that, so that's interesting for me to hear you say that, because of folks looking at a guy who was at 8 years old playing drums and then coming up playing with Leo at 14. Like people are very, wow, this guy, and then you know here's a guy that's like that you're meeting.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things I think that's a beautiful.
And he's
thing
related to some legends. I mean, like
Russell Baptiste. One time for him and I grew up together in the Bunch Village.
Yes, sir.
Their family was like the Black Partridge family in my neighborhood.
Yeah,
like they had like amps outside, buses. But one of the things that New Orleans, I was trying to say, is there's so many musicians. Not only like Jamie saying, doing like menial jobs, like like a driver in a cab. Not that it's lower or anything, but if you're a musician, you know, you obviously want to go and work and get paid, but there's a lot of competition out here. But it's also a lot of beautiful things you can learn.
Absolutely.
Rather than being at a place where you don't really get to have so much talent, because you're kind of constantly keeping you on your chops, preparing. And like you, man, you said you knew everything, or you had already prepared for Leo. You got there for Leo. So, that's a really good thing. I think me and Jamie was talking about this. We were talking about if you stay ready, you don't have to be ready.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And
There's a lot of truth to that.
Mantra for New Orleans musicians.
And then something you always say is that luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
Yeah,
success
is when opportunity meets preparation.
Luck is real, man. Luck.
Yeah, all of that stuff. You need some luck. Especially in opportunities. Like, I mean, some people can say that kid's pretty lucky that he was able to have a connection with some people in New Orleans that can plug him right into these situations.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like going back to what you were saying, like how music like is to me, like growing up, like Orlando had a great music scene, and like they were always very supportive of me as a young drummer. And then when I came to Jazz Fest for the first time, I didn't even know Portwood or Trevor or any of those guys.
Right.
And they fucking had me sit, Iko, and you were there as well.
You
got and it was
chills,
like,
man.
that was like one of the first times I ever played in front of people like that, and it was like, and then Trevor ended up moving to Colorado, and then he became my first guitar teacher.
Wow. Yeah. You guys.
So like it always ran from New Orleans, and it's really just because the musicians, and Portwood and Trevor are both from Colorado too, which is like even crazier, like when discussing this these days, they're like, dude, like.
And you guys, and again, man, that circle is about those people that you put around you in the community. That you are the community that you hang around with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Andrew Portwood and Trevor Jones.
Shout out to those
I think
guys.
You were really lucky. A lot of what has made New Orleans music so strong over the years is that it's family based here in New Orleans.
Absolutely.
And you were able to through Frenchy sort of have a family root in the New Orleans music scene to where you were just sort of welcomed in and treated as family.
Yeah, and to compare it, and like people at like. Whenever I talk about New Orleans, like I compare it to the community. Like if my friends, if they're like fans of the Dead or whatever, like I genuinely I compare it to that. I'm like the way that you're at a show like that, and like everyone is just like you there and you can feel it. And you're like this is my like family. Like everyone's chill. Like I don't have to put on like an act, and like I can just be myself around these people, and it's like. And it doesn't even matter because everyone's just like awesome.
It's your people, yeah.
Exactly. And that's exactly the same vibes I get when I'm, hanging out at the Leaf or whatever. It's the same deal. Like
I feel that
same people.
That's one of the biggest things I feel from the Grateful Dead is the community and the family. The music is good.
It's crazy.
And I never heard the parallel put like that with New Orleans and its musical history and the way that we handle music and the way that the fans embrace the
because they care about it so much,
right?
They care about the music so much, even though that even people that don't know a lot about music, like they care about it so much.
Yeah.
And that's very true with Dead fans too. Like they were the first band where people were just like they're recording their shows like because they care about it so much. Like there's something like. And
boy, do they care. I remember one time I was at a Dead show and they moved, the first time they moved O'Teal from the left side facing the stage to the right side. They had some deadheads about to lose their mind on the side of me.
How could they do that to me?
What? They were freaking, dude. I didn't even know what the hell they were talking about.
Everyone loves O'Teal.
It's like, what do they move over? And like another big thing, they take, man, I got to give a shout out to the Deadhead fans. And a lot of folks are converging in to New Orleans because they love music. And a lot of them are Deadheads.
Yeah.
They love the Rads. And I look at the Rads kind of like which one of your favorite bands? I don't want to put you on the spot. But like if you had to say like top 3 bands that you really love that. Well, Jamie, we'll go down to Jamie was saying like you were kind of influenced by it. Not that you were influenced by anybody just in New Orleans. It could be just anybody in general.
Well, along the Grateful Dead line, my dad always listened to Fish when I was growing up. And it's like that's what really inspired me the most of like having musical freedom to like literally just like make whatever you want. Cause like it's the same thing. It's like it's not about like putting on a show for people or like some type of like outfit, to try to impress people. It's more of just like you're expressing what you like to do.
Yeah,
dude, that is very clear. And I mean, I think Rick Rubin said it. I think I sent you something about this the other day. Rick Rubin was talking about when you're making our art, meaning music or whatever your passion is, it's important to make it for yourself and not to make it for people to like you and try and hope that you get what they like.
Right.
That's a very narrow line. Like, you can teeter on those things because we, as humans, want to be loved. We want to be liked. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But it takes a lot to say, well, you know what? I'm making this for me.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot because music is such a personal thing too. It really is an absolute expression of yourself. So you really want people to like you.
And so is art.
So is art.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Food, music, and art, man. That's what and all of those things are art. I think especially musicians are like chefs. You know what I mean? Like they're in there in the lab.
They're cooking it up, huh?
Yeah. What you gonna do? So Jamie is a big country musician.
Yeah.
We mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
So why don't you guys expound on that a little bit? Because I think that he was going to have maybe you guys can get some collaboration.
Yeah, we had mentioned that.
Absolutely.
I would definitely want to get together with Dylan on that. But country music is they have an old saying about country music: 3 chords and the truth. That's what makes country music. Country music is, I think, this is just my opinion, but it's where the best songwriting is happening right now in music.
You get a good country song, and it'll make you cry every time. Every time.
The country musicians, because it's 3 chords and the truth. They really have to pay attention to their craft and make sure that it's the truth that you want to listen to.
What's the 3 chords?
3 chords. Usually it's 1, 4, and 5.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, man, look, I got a guitar in there. I need to get in there. Got some stories, man.
That's how it happens, man. Next thing you know, you're gonna be asking.
That's all you need, man.
3 chords sound like that's my stop right there, bro. Like, bam, 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 bam. Okay. But what about blues? Isn't blues somewhat like a cousin?
Well, blues and country are very
related.
Very related.
Do you like Todd Snyder?
Yeah. But they're very they're music just of common people. Just us people who are out there swinging hammers and digging holes and doing the work that gets things done in this country. That very much blues and country music has roots in that.
I can hear some funk guys going, man, we need the funk.
I mean, funk is good time music,
Yeah, you're right. We got a lot of musicians in this
funk music. If you try to write an introspective funk song, nobody's going to be dancing, thinking about the plight of the world in a funk. You want to put your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care.
Exactly.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's awesome. That is killer. So one of the things that I think that I'm curious about is, how's your experience at Loyola? Like what like coming from a place like Colorado, you're a very worldly guy. It's not like you like very much sheltered, but you've seen a lot of things, and then you're like, what helped your decision to come to the music at Loyola? Because I know you looked at a lot of places.
Well, like going back to when I first started like middle school at my school in Denver, it was like, it's the arts kind of performing arts high school. And I met this kid when I was in like 7th grade. He was in 8th grade, and just my current guitar player in my band, Stefan. And we were talking, and somehow New Orleans came up, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my parents are, they went there for college or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, like great." And then like the recital came up, and I was like, I went up to his parents, and I was like, I heard you guys are from New Orleans. Like, do you know who Frenchy is? And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, that's really weird. Like, how do you know that? Like, I was like, oh, I'm his cousin. And like, we started talking. He was like, that's cool. And I was like, bro, I just like your parents and I like know the same people. Like, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And like, we didn't really talk about it a lot, after that. But like after that, I soon started to realize that like Frenchy really is like, people know who
amazing.
He is.
Amazing artist. Frenchy, for those who don't know, is a very talented, world-renowned artist who goes in.
And one of our sponsors.
Yeah, one of our major sponsors too, Frenchy Live. And this is a perfect segue to say thank you to not only Frenchy, who's a major sponsor, but also NOLA Motorsports Park.
That's right.
And also Scandalous Chocolates.
And Trenas.
And Trenas as well. So, so you came back, and it's like Frenchy is very, very well renowned all across the country.
Absolutely. But like, I mean, my earliest musical experiences like that were memorable, sitting in with people and everything. It was all because they were like, oh, like you're tight with Frenchy and you play music and like that's awesome. And they were just like so excited about that. Like a couple summers we went to this summer camp in New York and the Catskills and it was like Oteil, John Medeski. It's called Roots Rock Revival.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
It's like Krasno, Oteil, John Medeski, guys from the Thievery Corporation, Scott Metzger, like all these people.
And how old were you at that time, roughly?
I was like same age, like 14, like right around that time.
14.
Right around that time.
Some people don't even go their whole entire life.
It was like the summer, like right before that. I was like, and I was probably 13, and I was like, it was the summer, and I went there, and I knew Luther because the guy I was with like is his guitar tech, and he's actually Jake's guitar tech in when he comes out to Colorado as well. And so I'm talking to all these guys and they all, I'm talking to Luther and Luther's like, oh dude, your family's like Frenchy's family.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. And I talked to Oteil and Oteil's like, dude, you're Frenchy's family. And I'm just like shooting the shit with these guys, you know what I mean? And it's
That's
just like,
big.
it's because they have that respect for Frenchy and all those memories with him. And they're just like,
I think it's pretty funny that Frenchy's painting them in music, and now you're on the inside of music talking to these guys who've been captured by your cousin.
Yeah.
But when did you really know deep down inside, I guess, that you was going to go down a music career? Like, was it just something that you just grew into and knowing without even saying, hey, I'm going to do this?
A little bit it was. But once I started to, really it just hit. I was like, I don't think I could do anything else and like be as happy. Like,
wow.
Like, because
at what age did you think that was roughly like?
I mean,
after some of those camps or whatever, like when you were going to those camps, you were like,
because it always dawned on me. I'm like, what if I went to a normal high school and did something else? And like, I was thinking about it a lot. And then it was probably halfway through, honestly, through high school. And I was like, man, I think I need to pursue this.
Dude.
And my buddy Stefan, whose parents, they went to Loyola.
Right.
And that's where they went to school. And he was like, yeah, man. And he was a senior at this point, and I was a junior. And we were going on our junior senior trip, like for our guitar program. Like we went to a different place every year. And we were like, let's go to New Orleans. And we got the whole fucking class to come down to New Orleans, dude. And that's you met all of them, and you gave them all the bobbleheads. Like we took them to the gallery, and like they were like, my teachers were just like, holy shit! Like
they're blown away.
I took them inside the Maple Leaf. I mean, like it was awesome. And we're sitting on Frenchy's apartment balcony that night, and Stefan's like, yo, man, I think I want to go to college here. And I'm like, that's awesome, bro. Like, good for you. Because I was still a junior. And then when it came time to decide colleges, I was like, bro, how's Loyola? And he was like, it's great, obviously. It's like, it's awesome. And I came down and I like toured and auditioned. And I was just like, yeah, I'm like, I think I have to do it. Like, there's just no other, like, literally there's no other place. I think about this like every day. I'm like, literally there's no other place in the country where I can be this like comfortable and have this many people that I'm just like I can call family and like go to even Colorado, man. Like if I went to Boulder or something like that, like it's just not the same at all. Yeah. So it's really it's a crazy thing.
So
that we're here.
I gotta ask this. So who did we beat out? I'm not putting you on this spot, but I mean I knew that you were looking at other places too. But what other places? What
Oregon,
was a close second?
Oregon was my number 2 school.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really apply to Berkeley because I was kind of like, I don't know. It was a lot of money to apply, and it's a lot of money to go there. And Loyola gave me the most money out of scholarships, and like it was just like it just worked out like that. So not only was it the cheapest school for me to attend, but it was like clear,
Plus your family's here, and you have a musical connection. And everything just sort of lined up.
And then once I got down here, and like I was, day to day, hanging out with Frenchy, like it changed a lot because Frenchy was always this guy I always, maybe saw like once a year or something, like if that, like, growing up as a kid. And I just knew him as like, my family, that is like this, the reason I have all this like connections and shit, what I mean? And then like I'm finally like spending all this time with him and like really getting to know him, and it's awesome. That's so cool. It's my favorite part, honestly. Like,
so we're kind of catching you, at the beginning of your musical journey, even though you've had a mile of experience that other people haven't been exposed to. Where do you see yourself going in music? What is sort of like the ideal kind of vision for you?
Well, like with my band right now, I mean, we're just trying to we're really trying to get kids our age into seeing shows and having that like special connection with music again, because like everyone goes out to bars and like they're seeing a lot of DJ sets and stuff like that, and like that's cool. You know, I like electronic music and I definitely see how people can connect with that, but I'm just like, you guys have to experience the improvisational, like, you know, where it just like a connection with the audience, and like, and you're there and you're just like, holy shit, like what the, you know, these guys
where that
like,
energy exchange starts happening.
And like everyone in there, and I'm like, I can tell like none of these people have ever gone to a concert and felt like that ever, like in their life, you know, like ever, because they just don't go see music like that.
Exposed, right?
And that's like such an important part of music. I'm like, bro, you guys go to concerts and you see the guy play, you know, he's gonna play the same set, like in the same, every city he's going to, and it's gonna be the same show, and it's just like, I'm like, y'all need to experience some raw, and it's like almost like, you know, it comes from jazz, like it really does, like that's where it comes from, but it's like that's raw music right there, and then like that's when it comes from your that makes your genuine soul, you know.
That makes me so happy, man.
Gives me hope, you know.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. It's really refreshing. I know you know, truth be told, you're a dear friend of the family, and I have a good relationship with you. But I'm telling you, like, to see kids to have that thought at your age and understand that they're in this place like New Orleans, where it's just like an amazing place for music, amazing place for talent, amazing place for people to come and jam and just learn different sessions. For you to be like a leader in your age group and be at Loyola and having kids, some kids probably can't even understand that concept that you just explained.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to see it and then want to do it and then bring it on to other folks is really special. It makes me feel good to be a New Orleanian, to know that kids can come.
I'm happy to hear that.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
No,
man.
really, it gives me hope too. Yeah, I mean, and because it's one of the things that I talk to with other people my age in the industry is that the young kids don't have the same connection to live music that we grew up around.
Exactly.
And I love that you're almost like proselytizing that idea to your peers. And really important.
And that's what we're trying to do at Jimmy's too. Like every week, like it was at this place called the Rabbit Hole, and they still do have a jam there, and like that's still a Loyola thing. So we kind of have like both going on at the same time. And once they started doing that this year, like it was like the weekly jam at the Rabbit Hole, and like all the musicians would pull up, and like none of them really had that experience of playing and just like making, and you know, it's the same thing as like Uncovered, like not Uncovered, Very Good Tuesdays, where it's
exactly,
it's no covers. We all just make it up on the spot. And so a lot of those kids have never done that like live in front of people before, you know what I mean? Like it's just they grew up playing, you know, jazz in their big band and like just reading music and like.
But you're pulling people into this experience.
But yeah, like and like the first couple weeks, like we started to get people, and then like eventually we brought our like the hip hop and R&B majors, and they started. And they like there was like 50 of them came, and they were like freestyling over like this shit that we were making up. Like it was so cool.
Loved it.
And it was so awesome.
This is at Jimmy's?
It was at the Rabbit Hole.
Oh, the Rabbit Hole at that time. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because there's like two different ones. There's one at the Rabbit Hole and one at Jimmy's.
That's good, man. You're branching out and getting those out.
But that's what got it started. And now like every kid, like most kids at Loyola that are like in music know about these jams, and they're like, yo, like they're excited to play live and like jam, and it's great.
That's super cool.
We finally have like a community of people that are like not like too, you know, have their ego in the way or like nervous to go up on stage and like, you know, play and just like be themselves. Like people are just like figuring it out, you know.
You know who said that? I saw he was on fire. George Porter was on fire this last Monday, and he was talking about these things. He was basically saying all we do is we jam up here. Like he goes, I don't even know. Sometimes we don't even know we're playing. We just jam it.
Yeah.
And is that just, Jamie, you've been here a long time in music and been through some things. Do you think that's a normal, like kind of like a knee-jerk reaction for a musician living in New Orleans, is to be able to just jump on stage and just jam with somebody, not necessarily play a certain song?
I would say it's essential. I would say it's essential to live in here. Like it's very important, you know. I would say so.
There's this thing about New Orleans music that I found different from any other place in the world, and that is that in other places in the world, there are people who play different styles of music, you know, and they generally play covers, but, you know, also play original music. And it's not the same as New Orleans, because in New Orleans, the music is alive. that we're not just playing different styles of music. Like, we're stepping into music, and we have this relationship. It's a direct relationship with music that I feel like other places, they don't have quite that direct contact with the music, where they're like saying, oh yeah, look, this is a hip Fish song that I know. Yeah. But the music lives here. When people step on stage in New Orleans, they are stepping into a continuum that has been here since Congo Square of living music in New Orleans, like, 100%. And I've seen it since I've lived here go through these dynamic changes. Right after Katrina, say, the music was really angry. People were, fuck Katrina, fuck Rita, I want my trailer. Like, these are the things that the Rebirth was saying on stage at the Maple Leaf every night. It got really aggressive, and everyone was experiencing this, deep sense of loss, and the music got responded to it in a certain way,
And that all what you guys do all the time as musicians, kind of interpret the vibe of what you're feeling, like, because I think a lot of folks, like, when you're an artist or whatever, and I look at chefs and musicians as artists too, but when you feel stuff, is really a good time to write or a good time to do, because you can. That moment, and it goes away. I'll tell you, if you really are feeling a song at a certain time, you better get it down, because in an hour, and someone turns on the TV and then big sports play, and bang, it's gone.
And what's great is, like, when you're involved in like a jam or something like that, and like this is something that, like, we have classes about this in school. Like, I have a class called Artist Health and Wellness, and it's all about. We started out learning about, like, how to protect our ears, and then he was, talking about all, the different drugs that are around, and like how to administer Narcan, and like all this different, like really important, essential things to know as musicians, because it's real. It's really real.
Because you're working in environments where these things are happening.
But it's like what they were discussing the other day is, like, when you are listening rather than listening to other people rather than listening to what you're playing, that's when music actually happens. That's when the music is like, that's how you know that you're actually, like, not you're disconnected from yourself, and you're then a part of the jam. Is like when you're sitting there and you realize, okay, I'm not listening to myself anymore, like, I'm listening to everyone else, and like that's how the music happens, like, for real. Like, you just, like, and that's the biggest part of it. And like they were discussing, and I was like, yeah, like, I was like, yeah, like, that's really true. Like,
so now you guys
in school, like,
Jamie and I, this show is about positive things and thinking things are positive, putting it in your thought process and coming off with a little bit of something that you can go back, get some results, and then it spurs motivation for you to stay positive. And we believe in, like, these feel good stories. Like, you are basically, like, all the people that we bring on here is because we were impressed by them. And we feel that there's something that you have to offer to the world. And I'm telling you right now, listening to you guys with that, like, I'm ready to go to listen to music and think about all the things that y'all was saying. Like, one of the main things I'm thinking now is, like, when I'm looking at people play, I'm going, I wonder if they're playing for them through themselves or listening to the music. You know what I mean?
You can hear it.
Giving me some
you can
stuff.
Totally hear it.
You hear me?
Once you have that in your brain, you can totally hear it, man. Totally.
And it's a lesson for music, but it's also a lesson for life.
It is.
And that is as with music, listening in life is the most important thing.
Because that's how you learn.
That's how you learn. That's how you improve your relationships, and you prove to people that you care what's happening in their life, so you listen to them. And I love this saying. It says God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you can listen twice as often as you speak.
I love that one.
That's the truth.
That's a good one right there. And so let's just go through some little typical normal things that I would like to ask you. So what's your favorite place? And I'm not trying to put anybody under the bus or anything, but, like, what's one of your favorite venues you like to go to? You don't have to say Maple Leaf. If you put, what the first, the 3, okay? Because I'll let you put in some ones that you really like. And then
just in New Orleans, or
just in New Orleans, since you've been here, going to school, opposed to, like, when you came just to go and say, hey, well, now I'm gonna go to Maple Leaf.
I would say I've had very good experiences at Tipitina's.
Yeah.
And
it's a legendary spot.
It's a legendary spot, but it's like, I don't. It's just something like
It's
you
like
go
with
there and the
Jamie.
radiators are playing there. You know what I mean? And like you see that, and everyone is like they treat it like their home, and like
Yeah.
you can feel that. And like when and thankfully we have our like final concert or whatever for school there like every year. So like all the kids get a chance to perform at Tipitina's
And
and
play
it's like
there.
oh, you're all-
Yeah, I went
You
and
know, on
checked out a
stage is
couple of
great.
stuff. You guys had a lot of like talent out there.
Yeah.
A lot of talent.
Tipitina's is great. DBA is a great place on Frenchman.
You
Yeah.
played there.
DBA. We played at Blue Nile, and that
Oh,
place
Blue
is
Nile.
awesome. That place is awesome.
They
Awesome.
always-
That place is great. Blue Nile.
And who'd you play with at Blue Nile?
I played with Eddie Roberts and and Lucky
Lucky
Strokes
Strokes.
too. Yeah, Lucky Strokes.
Dylan, what's the name of the band that you've got here in town now?
Circa.
Circa. So please check out Circa. Do you guys have any social media?
We do. Follow us at circo.official on Instagram. And I believe we're on Facebook under that same handle as well.
And then how do people follow you if they just want to follow your music career?
I have my own Instagram. It's just Dylan Frechette. If you look it up,
Okay.
it's pretty. But I have another project back home with my friend Declan, who's like my best friend from high school. He goes to NYU now.
Oh, cool.
He plays drums. And
They're
that's my
good.
band back there. It's called Dylan and Declan. It's like
It got me some chills. I got
more
some chills.
experimental stuff. And the first time that I played the Maple Leaf actually was with him, and that was the band that played.
Oh, nice.
And it was like his first time in New Orleans. We got to just like show him
that
the,
was awesome.
the ropes, man.
He
You
must
were
have been
there. I mean,
thrilled.
oh, dude, it was great.
Declan's a fun guy. One time for Declan. He's real. Like, you and him, you
Shout
guys
out
are-
Declan, bro.
Yeah, he's a good dude. And
Well, maybe if he comes down to visit you from NYU, we can have the both of you on the show to talk about your
he would
journey.
he would love talking, man.
Well, it's been great having you here today.
It
We're-
has, man.
We really we
Absolutely.
all got to get.
Thanks
We're
for
going to
having
the Funk Fest today.
Yeah, we go
And
to
are,
the
is
are you
awesome.
playing today or tomorrow?
I am playing today. I'm sitting with Christian in the Soul Project today.
Excellent.
Yeah, and
Excellent.
then I'm sitting with the Suspects tomorrow, and then my band plays on Sunday.
Okay, cool.
So.
Nice.
Well, we're
That's-
going to be out there for
Should
the
be
whole
good.
journey with
Hell
you.
yeah.
We're excited about that today. Big shout out to our man Chris Berry for
Yes.
Yeah.
for giving
Shout out
you a
Chris.
big shot
Yeah.
early in your
Absolutely,
career,
yeah.
and just for being so helpful with New Orleans music.
giving
and New
us-
Orleans
we
musicians.
were-
Gave us our shot on the radio
First
when we
time
started.
ever we started this show.
Indeed.
Chris believed in us, and we went ahead and did 43 shows at his radio station in 10 months, and then we broke off to this brand new place where we are here. Anything you want to say or tell anybody out there, and or anything that you like, because we're going to wrap this up, but we want to make sure that we get all your social medias. Anytime people seeing you, if you want to give a shout out to someone or say thank you to somebody or whatever.
Word. I would just say keep on listening to new music, just like new
Yeah.
stuff. Like
stuff.
always keep it refreshed. And if you're doing that, and you can leave the week and have 2 or 3 songs that you like new songs that you're digging.
Nice. We're going to get you
dude,
out of
that's
here.
healthy. That's
you know,
healthy living.
I really feel that you are out here living the 6 things we talk about a lot on this show. You want to tell us about
Yeah,
it?
so always the first 3 is always have humility, empathy, and compassion for yourself,
Yeah.
because you're going to need to do that, because you have a lot of things that you don't really tell yourself you should celebrate, but you should. But you shouldn't live there. You should keep moving. And the last 3 is always help people, always try to be better, because nobody's perfect. And the last thing is always try and leave the world. Always leave the world better than you found it. How you can do that? You can do it with air, food, and water. But
Right.
what we're talking about when we zoom in on this show is meeting a stranger, like waking up that morning. And in music, every time you have a gig, you're probably going to meet somebody different, a stranger. And once you do that and you have a good encounter with them, and y'all go away and do that 4-fold, 5-fold, that's leaving the world better than you found it, right?
Absolutely.
And it costs 0.
Yeah.
College students don't really have a lot of money. So that's
Right.
one thing you can do.
Absolutely.
Is do that.
And please, oh, sorry.
I was going to say one thing I want to ask you. What's your favorite food that you like here in New Orleans?
Favorite food.
I just want to put him on the spot with some stuff.
Honestly, man, the fried chicken from Giacomo's probably. That's a
okay.
solid. That's a
Fried
solid
chicken from Jack's. All right.
I want to tell you guys out there in podcast land, please like, subscribe, and share this video. It's the best thing that you can do for us at the Only Good Vibes News Network, and you get to spread good vibes by sharing our show. And
One thing Jamie and I do, or besides a lot of other things, is we put positive vibes in people's lives. And Jamie,
I want to remind you guys that the world is full of good people.
if you don't see one,
Be one.
yeah, you're right. Thanks, D.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you,
D.
man.
Great
Your
having
time.
you, man.
Congratulations,
Thanks for having me
man. Thanks for coming to New Orleans,
Our
too.
Absolutely.
pleasure.
Who that?
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But we got a vibe, y'all. We got a vibe. I can tell by your smile that you're in my tribe. We got a vibe.